Fellow nerds, what's going on? I hope all is well with you and yours. I hope you're having a beautiful, beautiful day. Welcome to another headphone review. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Tonor True Wireless Earbuds. These earbuds can be found on Amazon as of this recording for $44.99. So depending on when you look, they could be a little bit more expensive or cheaper, but overall, they're relatively inexpensive. Should you buy these, or should you just save up for something a little bit more expensive like the Apple AirPods? Let's find out together. I like to grade my headphones in 3 categories. So build and design, I group together. That's one category. Functionality is another category. And then, of course, the sound, which is probably the most important part of any pair of headphones. They gotta sound decent to good, you know? So, with all of that said, we're gonna start off with the build/design of these earbuds. Let's start off by taking a look at the case that the earbuds are housed in. I will say that they're all plastic, but that's not a bad thing, guys. The case itself feels very solid. Now, I've only dropped the case once and it's got a few scuffs on it. Nothing major, especially for dropping it on concrete, and they still work perfectly fine. The case lid has a magnet on it, so when I dropped it, the lid did not pop open and the earbuds didn't go flying out, so that's a good thing. So overall, the case doesn't feel cheap, doesn't look cheap in my opinion. I would give that a thumbs up. Now, looking around the case, there are some features that I want to point out. Of course, it has a charging port. It's micro USB, no USB-C. Of course, at this price, I wouldn't expect USB-C Type-C. The light indicators are on the back. And at the top of the case, there are 2 holes that'll show you the charge level of the earbuds. So you don't have to open the case, because these aren't like the AirPods where the battery life will show up on your phone. You have to check it on the earbuds themselves. Which leads me right into the earbuds themselves. They're plastic, but they don't feel cheap like the case. They have indicator lights on them to let you know their charging status and if they're pairing or not. Now, I'm not gonna lie. When I opened this case and seen these earbuds for the first time, I straight up said, "You ugly." But then I put them on and I realized how comfortable these earbuds are. And I said, your looks don't matter. Plus, they don't look bad while they're in your ear, so that's a big plus. I just never seen earbuds in this shape before, and it caught me off guard. I was like, wow, these definitely look unique, but I can forgive the spaceship look of the earbuds and the bigger case because of the comfort. These are really, really comfortable, guys. So they get a big thumbs up in the design compartment. All right, guys. Time to move on to the functionality. This is a very important section for me, especially with earbuds like this where they're truly wireless, no cables connecting them. One of the main selling points for these type of earbuds is convenience. So if they don't get things like the pairing and the controls right, they fall apart really easy for me. So let's dive in. Okay, so pairing. I'm glad to say that pairing is a relatively simple process with these. Now, it's not gonna be as easy as something like the AirPods or Beats with that A1 chip in it, no. But once paired, it's as simple as taking them out of the charging case and putting them in your ear and you're on and listening to your music. I love that. And again, not as simple as AirPods. You're not gonna find anything as simple as AirPods, but these are relatively simple and I love it. So they get a big thumbs up from me in the pairing department. Now, the claims on the Amazon page state that you could get 4 hours of battery life from the earbuds themselves. With the case, you should be able to get 20 hours of playtime. The buds take about an hour to fully charge. These numbers are not too bad. Real world, I was getting close to 4 hours. I don't think I ever got exactly 4 hours, but it was relatively close to the point where I was like, they did pretty good. So, battery department, they seem to be doing okay. And the claims on the page state that you will get 77 hours of standby time. Now, I've had these in my backpack for a couple of days and they're not dead yet. The case is not dead, nor are the earbuds. So that claim seems to be very, very true. Outside of the case, I rarely leave these outside of the case out of fear of losing them. So I'm not really willing to test that out fully, but I will say I did leave them out for a couple of hours and they did just fine. But I would also recommend whenever you're not using them, just put them in the case. That way you don't have any chances of losing them. And as I mentioned before, the lights on the earbuds indicate the battery levels. It's a pretty good system. I do wish that they showed the battery life on the phone itself. I've seen earbuds outside of Apple products do this, so it is possible. But again, these are relatively inexpensive, so I wasn't expecting that. The lights on the earbuds work perfectly fine, and then you get an audible voice when the battery is low, so thumbs up there. So as far as the controls go, it's your standard affair. What you'd expect out of any pair of earbuds. You have your power on and off. You have your play pause by tapping a button once. You can answer calls by tapping a button once. You can reject a call by quickly tapping it twice. I actually think the track back and forward work really well in these earbuds. If you want to go forward a track, hold the right button for a couple of seconds. If you want to go back a track, hold the left button for a couple of seconds. I like this. It worked well every time I tried to do it. Oh, and you can activate Siri by double pressing either button on the earbuds. Overall, guys, I really like the controls. I think they work really well. I was worried about this section because a lot of cheaper earbuds, totally wireless earbuds anyway, get this completely wrong, or the controls just don't work very well. So I am happy to report that these, as far as the controls are concerned, work very well. I also tested the mic quality through phone calls. Now, I didn't have any issues. Actually, the person that I was on the phone with originally didn't even know I was using a pair of earbuds, so that's a big thumbs up. They didn't notice any sound degradation while I was talking to them, and I didn't notice anything either from their end, so that's a big thumbs up. And then I tested them again just to make sure with somebody who knew I was using a pair of earbuds, and asked them if they noticed anything different about my sound quality, and they said no, you sound good, you sound clear, crisp. Thumbs up in that department. All right, guys, our next category and the last one is the sound. This is probably the most important part of any pair of headphones. If you don't get the sound right, they're probably not worth buying, no matter how comfortable or how durable they are. The sound has to be at least okay. So how do these sound? Not bad at all. Let's get into a little bit of detail. Now, I want to preface all this with saying that you have to get the right seal with a pair of earbuds like this. Seal is very important, because when I first put these on and tried them out, I didn't have the right seal and they sounded like straight up trash. So make sure that you're using those included ear tips to get the right seal for you. With all that said, the bass in these is there. It's not overwhelming. You know what? A lot of cheaper headphones used to overdo the bass to compensate for the lack of sound quality. And I think that trend is a little bit over, because all of the past headphones that I've reviewed, maybe the past 3 pair of headphones I've reviewed, the bass has been there, but it hasn't been overwhelming. They haven't been chasing beats by Dre when it comes to bass, and I love it, because overcompensating on bass just makes the headphones sound pretty poor, in my opinion anyway. The highs and mids are definitely there too. There's definitely some clarity to these headphones. They don't sound muffled. I didn't get that muffled vibe from them. Again, so these are not the best pair of headphones in terms of sound. That's not it. These are not it. So for those audiophiles out there, this is not gonna do it for you. I don't think any pair of Bluetooth headphones are gonna do it for you. But what I will say is they're very comparable to other pairs of earbuds out there that might be a little bit more expensive. I actually think they might sound a tad bit better than AirPods, and that's only because of the bass. I don't think the AirPods have enough bass, and that's probably because of the type of seal that you get with AirPods. You don't really get a good seal with AirPods. With a pair of earbuds that sit in your ear that have the rubber tips, you get a decent seal, so they're able to deliver a little bit more bass, in my opinion. I'm not saying that the AirPods sound trash, but I do like the sound of these a little bit better. Now, I did listen to a few different types of genre of music. I listen to podcasts, and I will say, no matter what I threw at it, they sound good. Voice, as far as podcast listening is concerned, clear as day. You're not gonna have an issue listening to your podcast with these on. So very good for that. All right, guys, so overall, again, these do get my recommendation, especially, these are the people that I'm talking to, especially if you're on a budget looking for a pair of AirPod alternative that are comfortable, decent battery life, and they sound good. These are the headphones for you. If you have a little bit more money to spend, I could point you in a different direction. But in terms of what you get for what you pay, these are good headphones. I recommend them. All right, guys, that's been all. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please hit that thumbs up button. Go ahead and make sure you subscribe as well. We got more content on the way. But until the next time, take care.